crew called the Goon Squad. He was with us, you know. But Marshall come to the hip hop shop on 7 Mile, and where they always did the battle raps, and it's where Maurice Malone. They had a clothing store, so it's right on 7 Mile. That's my hood, you know what I mean? But me and Proof grew up in the same anyway, so I was wear the Maurice Malone clothes too and go to the hip hop shop, every now and then, peek my head in and see what's cracking, because I was always in the streets. So I, go up there and see what the homie doing, and that's what they was up there doing. One day we went to a show backstage. He formally introduced me to him, told me that was his homie, and he was dope as hell, and then I heard a record of his from Bushman, one of the radio persons out here, played the record for me and told me that it was that guy. So I got back in touch with him and said, hey, homie, I'm about to go on tour, but when I come back, I want to make a beat tape for you. There wasn't no really, and there wasn't no emails. I had to go back to the studio and bounce those beats down to a tape for him, because I like how he got down. I went on tour. By the time I came back, he was gone. He was gone with Dr. Dre, and the rest is history. But, over the time, him being a Detroiter, a real Detroiter, and somebody who was close with the homie, if with that situation, those situations became my situations, because that's my homie standing there with me. You know what I mean? And me being defiant up front like that, when somebody turns your ass at my homeboy, you turn your ass at, I'm going to kick you in that motherfucker. So if this guy is his partner, you're going to back up off of him too. You know what I mean? And just being responsive to a couple incidents just made it more, solidified it more like, damn, big homie repping for us while we in Germany. You know what I mean? And we just, we grew tight after that. And eventually, he, called me up to the studio and that put me on wide. And I ain't turned this fuck loose since.
Crazy. And I know he speaks highly of you. Bimmy, you actually from the streets is unquestionable. From Queens, New York. Allegedly, unless you want to say one of the original members of one of the most notorious crews in America's history. And then you go into the music game. And you really went into the music game because I seen you putting in them hours in that studio with LL. You was really getting the music. You was really like, yo, baby, like you really A&R some shit. I seen it with my own eyes. What was that like? Why you decided to leave the streets and go into the game?
Well, that was just like, you know what I mean, coming to my crib where, we had no food, I had no clothes, I was fucked up. You know what I mean? So me leaving the game, going to the music game, it was another way of me coming in the same way, fucked up, no clothes or nothing. That's the same mindset that I had. And I watched guys before me all come from the streets, come with that same image, that attitude, and that name for them, their talent. I knew I would be kicked in the building. So I knew I had to come in the building and keep it quiet. With them guys, they know me. And come in and be quiet and do my business. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody got like somebody phone next to them where the shit is sounding bugged out. And so I seen you with my own eyes put in work in the music game and make hits. Cause I see you was, LL's my favorite rapper. So every time we started a new album, I would see you, you be like, yo, Joe, I'm about to get this music form. I'm about to this, and I see you working hard. Shout out to Steve Lobel and Mr. P on the check-in.
That's right.
Big U.
What's up, bro?
From the realest of backgrounds, you did your bid. I remember the first time I met you was in Vegas, out of all places. And you came home, and it was like, yo, this Big U, and I was like, yo, Big U, what's up? And would it be safe to say you discovered Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah, definitely. It was my that's my little homeboy, my love. Yep.
And so was it Nipsey that made you decide to get into the music game? Because I met Nipsey Hussle through Big U.
Yeah. Well, we was moving at that time. DJ Khaled, me, him. We was moving. That's how when I brought him to New York to meet you. He met you, Khaled, and all that. But no, I had already been in music. I had been in music in 1988. In 1988, 89, I had an artist by the name of Pop LQ, Laquan. And so before I did my time, I had met Corrupt, Laquan. I was doing business with Corrupt. So when I paroled in 2004, after doing the 13 years, I started back managing Corrupt. And then I started doing deals just throughout the industry. I did the game deal. I was just doing all kind of artists. And then so after Suge situation and with the Death Row situation, I went to go find my own artists. And that's when I found Nipsey. And from Nipsey, I brought Steve on. Because Steve, at the time, was in a relationship with my wife's little cousin. So that's how I know Steve. And so I thought Steve...
Well, you know, Steve introduced me to my wife.
Well, yep. Well,
He grew up with him in this block.
He always tells me that.
My wife.
That's what's up. He always tells me that.
That's fucking crazy. And then, you know what, Steve, he moved to LA, right? And when I come in LA, I move quiet. I don't come around nobody. He always bring the gangs to my room. I'm like, yo, Steve, let me ask you something. If I watch my shit and I'm at the Four Seasons or I'm at the Waldorf, the last thing I want to see is the Compton crew, the Crenshaw crew. They come in with all these. I said, yo, Steve, I'm going to stop inviting you to my room.
He got the Mexicans too. He got everybody. Steve got the Mexicans. He got everybody. Steve got everybody, man.
Yo, Steve is crazy. So what was your situation with Suge Knight? Like y'all was partners and y'all was working together before he went away.
Suge was basically like, you know, my crutch, man. When I first came home, Suge picked me up and really just kind of like took care of me, guided me the whole time when I came home. Like I got out actually before him 5-6 months. And so we was moving. I was moving with Suge, watching Suge, learning the actual application of the business. And then with Suge, I met Petey Pablo. So me and Petey Pablo got hella tight. And so
Petey a real one.
Yes,
Be
sir.
clear. I done put in work with Petey Pablo right next to me. Petey a real one. Okay? Physically, like, you know, Petey go.
Yeah, man. So, and like I said, man, I met a lot of people with Suge, and then I got a lot of backlash because of Suge, but it was more good than it was bad. You know what I mean? But it was just time for me to move on and do other things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, and your relationship, you know, your relationship with Nipsey, I met Nipsey Hussle through you. I mean, if I tell you behind the camera, I'll tell you in front of the camera, I'll tell you in front of anywhere, that's where I met Nipsey Hussle. And so your brother passes away, right? And then when people, you can be cool with somebody, right? And you can stop me if I'm going to a wrong place. But you can be brothers with somebody, but don't necessarily know their other friends or their family or whatever. And once they pass away, now you got like this situation with these people you really never vibe with or know like that. And then that's where, you know, rumors happen, shit start, and then you start feeling weird because while the brother's here, all you ever do is love them and support them and see them win. It happened to me with Big Pun.
I didn't know that.
You ain't the only person.
Man, I did not know that.
This was my brother. I would sleep with him. You know what I'm saying? We came up together. He became a millionaire. He was in this. And then when he passed away, I got to start talking and arguing with people. I don't even know these guys like that. Or their family or stuff like that, and now the public is looking, and they all make up their own perceptions.
Right.
And so when I talk to you, you know, and me and you talk privately, when I told you my story, it gave you some type of, you know, because I've been doing this shit for 20 years with these people. So, I mean, what was that like when we sat down and we talked, you know, just about...
Man, let me tell you, it was amazing to me to hear that you went through the same thing I was going through it, but I was actually going through it at the time with all these different rumors and fuck shit and all the stuff that was going on. But when I heard you say you went through it, man, it was I don't want to say it was a relief, because you told me it's going to be some months and they relentless, you know what I mean? And it really kind of helped me be able to deal with it, man, because it's just crazy to me how people can be so ignorant and really just want bullshit when it wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? So when I heard your story, and your story was on a magnitude that was far worse than mine, because you had evidently did so much more. And you had no conflict ever. You know what I mean? We had a conflict, but it was 10 years ago. You had none. So when I heard you tell your story and what you went through and what you went through with the family, it was amazing to me to even hear that somebody on your caliber had even went through that.
Oh yeah, we still go through it, man. They still try. You know, if you ask me without going in detail, I tell you what I tell people all the time. I'm supposed to have like a statue of me in the Bronx for keeping it so real with my brother, but yet and still, you got people that will always get involved and say they shit. And a lot of people, you know, be clear of this, because I've been going through this. A lot of people talk shit about us just to be relevant and be in some type of conversation.
Man, that's the number one thing.
That's the only reason they running their fucking mouth.
It ain't no
Just to be relevant, like they like clout chasing or, you know, I don't want to use that because this shit been happening to me before clout chasing.
What was that?
But I mean, like, every time I see a dude talk some shit about, and I see a guy do it, he don't do an interview about his life or whatever. He do an interview about fatjoe and what fatjoe is. And like, yo, bro, man, talk about yourself, man.
It ain't no fun to talk about these dudes. You know what I mean? It ain't no fun. It ain't no storyline. It ain't no storyline. I mean, you know, I feel like that, like you and me was talking. It's more, they doing more harm to our family than they really do to us, because we can man up and be like, dog, let me pull a face on you so I can get to you. You know what I mean? And discipline you for your wrong. But the shit really hits your family. It hits your family more than it hits you. Because we grown ass kids. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, let me tell you this story, right?